All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. I'm going to make this video incredibly relevant to you as a Bitcoin investor and as a cryptocurrency enthusiast. I want to talk about three main things in today's video. First of all, if you're waiting to buy Bitcoin, I'm going to show you some on-chain metrics that paint a picture of what's going on behind the scenes. I want to share with you what experts are saying about what the price of Bitcoin is going to do. That's topic number one. Topic number two, I want to talk about DeFi. Despite what you think about DeFi, it's clear people are down to speculate on it. People are down to try out DeFi and see what this thing can really do. So I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about, like I said, some of the coins that are pumping. I'm going to talk about Cardano. That's the broad second topic. And then number three, ESPN is launching its own set of esports games, which use microtransactions, which specifically will use Bitcoin. You'll be able to play games and earn Bitcoin. And also they're launching their own IEO exchange coin offering. So you'll also be playing with ERC20 tokens on ESPN's gaming platform. So maybe I should have led with this story. That's what we're talking about at the very end. Let's get right to it, guys. The big question on everybody's mind is how many likes will this video get? I bet we can get 3,000. Oh my God. Bitcoin is pumping, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin is at 9,700 right now. You're going to have to let me know what the price of Bitcoin is at when you watch this, because it's going to take me an hour or two to get this video out. But I made a video a few days ago talking about prepare for Bitcoin's drop to 7,000 and then blast off. Now, within this video, I'm very long-term bullish, but I said it was a real possibility that Bitcoin could drop to the 7,000 area before that happens. And guess what? That's still on the table. You cannot rule out another 40-day consolidation, which ends with a sharp V pattern from $7,000 or a volatility surge. Now, even though that still is on the table, Bob Lucas, cycle expert, is saying, continuing to believe in bullish accumulation for Bitcoin. The timing is ripe. We have a new upcycle for a significant move higher here. And really what we're looking for is a close above 10,000, probably even more realistically, 10,500. But there's a bunch of on-chain metrics that paint a bullish picture. Even though the price has been stagnant, all the other on-chain metrics have been going up, or a lot of significant ones. Bitcoin's mining hash rate just hit a new all-time high again. A lot of people thought that we would see a drop with this after the halving. Hardly been the case. Bitcoin's mining hash rate means miners want to mine Bitcoin. They're turning on their machines. I want to spend 2 minutes on this. I want to talk about Bitcoin realized cap. We're on, Wooble charts. So realized cap, if you don't remember, is the value of all the coins in circulation at the price they last moved. In other words, an approximation of what the entire market paid for their coins. Now, right now, that metric is about 5,800, the highest it's ever been. But beyond that, I want to show you how the price relates to realized value in each cycle. So what I'm postulating here is that in each cycle, the price will dip below the realized value, forming the bottom. After the bottom has been hit, then the price at some point will rally above the realized cap. Then it will retest it, and after that, the price will never go below the realized cap again. And if that is the case, because this is what we have happening in this cycle now, if that's the case, what I'm saying here is Bitcoin will, according to this, never go below 5,800 again. We can almost say $6,000. Bitcoin will never go below $6,000 again. And let me show you with each cycle. For instance, 2011, 2012, this was the bottom. Then we broke above the realized cap. We had a long retest of the realized cap. But after that, Bitcoin never went below the realized cap again. Let's go to this cycle, 2014, 15, 16. The bottom was in. The price was below the realized cap. Eventually, the price broke above the realized cap, and we had a very quick retest, probably fooling a lot of people. The retest was hardly there, but we never went below the realized cap again. Now, let's go to this cycle. Bottom was in. Broke below the realized cap, eventually broke above it. We just had the retest with the COVID liquidity crisis. Very possible we never go below it again. Now, we can get close, but it's very possible we never see a Bitcoin price below 5,900 again. Besides that, and I'm going to move on to DeFi, Cardano, and ESPN, but besides that, new Bitcoin addresses, which is a very good metric to kind of tell whether retail is coming back in. New Bitcoin addresses is at a local high, the highest it's ever been, despite what we saw in like the final month of 2017. So not the highest it's ever been, but it's pretty high. And if I were to go through addresses from non-zero balances to balances going up to some of these higher levels, you would see that all of these metrics are at or near all-time highs. Now, some of the upper ones, addresses with a balance of 100, it's harder for people to accumulate 100 Bitcoin, so that metric isn't at an all-time high. But then even some of the higher ones above that are, because exchanges are still accumulating. So very bullish, but we need to move on. Let's talk about DeFi, and then I want to get to the top story of the day, ESPN. The total value locked in DeFi has rocketed to new all-time highs of $4 billion. Bitcoin, ETH, and Ethereum-based tokens locked in decentralized finance protocols has doubled in the last 22 days. And you can always go on DeFi Pulse and see this type of information yourself. You can see the all-time chart, how back in the day, this little peak was the big peak. Now it's doubled. So 4 billion locked, 20% maker dominance, and you can always go down here and see some of the more successful projects. Now, it's not going to tell you what's pumping in any certain day necessarily. What's the best investment doesn't mean maker is the best, doesn't mean Aave is number 2. It's just a good kind of overview of what are the more successful projects according to DeFi Pulse. And the projects that are pumping today, 22% swipe, Blockstack, Ampleforth, that's DeFi, Tomo Chain, Band, Litecoin, Cardano. Oh my God, a Cardano, 12% pump. Cardano is 13 cents. Totally surprised me. Honestly, guys, I totally underestimated how high Cardano could go in these last 3 months. We don't even know how high it could go. I'm not saying FOMO in. I'm not saying... Well, this is what I'm saying. I mean, the reason this is all happening is because Cardano, mainnet, about to launch. Charles Hoskinson put out a video. Rocket is on the pad. We are a go for the 29th. And I'll just give you about 45 seconds. This is what Charles Hoskinson has to say about Cardano. I guess I'll show you the price first. This is what Cardano has done. It's gone from 2 cents to 13 cents. I mean, I believe this is going to keep pumping right up until the mainnet launch, and I think it's realistic to expect a pullback, a sell the news kind of thing when the mainnet launches. Anyways, this is what Charles has to say. Then we'll get to the top story of the day, the ESPN news.
On behalf of Input Output Global, our product team, our engineers, our scientists, and each and every employee and contractor that worked with us to get us here, it is our pleasure to announce that a little after 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today, Samuel Leathers, our director of DevOps, initiated the update proposal to the Cardano main network. And we have now begun the countdown over the next 5 days to hard fork Cardano from Byron to Shelley. Our last chance to aboard will be sometime on Monday. During the weekend, the engineers and QA team will be conducting an exhaustive 72-hour burn-in to go through all the checklists that we have. We did a pre-launch checklist, and now we're going back through the second one. Should nothing come up, the update will be endorsed, and the fork will occur without delay or disruption on the 29th. Every indication we have is the sky is blue, the weather's good, and we are now counting down towards launch.
All right, guys, in our final 60 seconds, I can't overstate enough how, to me, this is incredibly bullish, and it's not just hyperbole. I'm not just saying that. Check this out. ESPN, which has, over 100 million people viewing ESPN at any given day. That's just in their, media. Besides that, they have a whole esports thing, which is growing by leaps and bounds every year. ESPN to launch gaming platform with cryptocurrency payments, both Bitcoin and ERC20 tokens. ESPN Global has announced the launch of a recently developed online gaming platform built with the use of blockchain tech. Now, is this a buzzword or is this real? It's real. This allows users to deposit and withdraw using Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So By the way, guys, all of this is available on their official press release. I'll leave this in the description if you want to see it. But Chris Parker, one of the directors for ESPN Global, had this to say: as per research done by 3EA Limited, a global strategic management consulting group, esports and online gaming is a $140 billion global industry driven predominantly by digital microtransaction economies, which we believe will benefit immensely from the integrity and resilience of blockchain tech. Now, here's the details on what cryptos. The firm is also integrating its recently launched Satoshi Treasure game, which includes a $1 million treasure hunt. To further develop more blockchain-based games, ESPN Global noted that it plans to launch an initial exchange offering. ESPN is going to do an IEO of its smart gaming token, an ERC20 token. Once the firm's blockchain-based platform goes live, the SGT tokens will be airdropped to registered players. Each SGT token is going to be airdropped at a valuation of, $0.001. I'm not sure which exchange ESPN is launching their coin, but they have a Bitcoin game, they have an ERC20 game, and they're expanding their esports platform by leaps and bounds. Everybody will be using Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. That's my belief. I was going to get into this article. I'll just briefly touch on it. Blockchain Gaming CEO says that cryptographic tokens for games will usher in a gaming renaissance. The reason he says it quickly is because of this. He says, in the past, the gaming industry has been like a feudal kingdom where all the benefits flow to the lords and the kings, the game owners, the companies who own everything, and the peasants and serfs or users rent the land endlessly. Not only are we trending leaps and bounds into more virtual worlds every single year, but with blockchain, with NFTs, it allows a new virtual asset class. He says it was property rights in the real world that actually created this economic capitalist democratic boom, and that's missing in the virtual world. We've seen that obviously a little bit with Bitcoin in terms of currencies. We haven't yet seen this virtual asset ownership, and that's where we're so excited about NFTs and blockchain gaming. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video today. I hope you got value. Give this video a like, share this video on social media, do whatever the hell you want. The market is pumping. Tell me what Bitcoin's price is at right now. It's 9,700. Eventually, of course, we're going to see a pullback, especially with all this stuff, but that's not today, and the future looks bright.